Good morning, Midnight Coders. I've got my blue-eyed beauty with me. Say hello. You want to say hello? No? Your eyes are so wide. She's been crying for the last 15 minutes, like she knew I was starting. Her tail. It's almost like she knew. She likes being on camera. She likes coming over here and being on my lap when I code. She likes this cat. Just loves it. Welcome to the stream. Yesterday we were picking a little bit at the blog, and I flopped like a fish for a little bit to get basic um, login going, because I'm so used to building a little bit more complex systems and storing this and that, and what initially started as me not wanting to spend a whole lot of time on security for this simple thing. Yep, totally forgot my basics, and that wound up turning into a longer stream than intended. So, after getting that sorted out and realizing that I just forgot to name my parameters, I'll make sure to be caffeinated for this one. But today we're going to look at what I did. There's not a whole lot of extra that I really did, but let's get rid of my head, bring up the code. Here I am. We're back. All right. So this probably looks a little small for the folks at home. Let's do this and put that up to 150% soon. All right. So that was JavaScript we had. So we added this. I really should have submitted the code from yesterday so that I knew what I did and what I didn't do. Because I know I changed something. This was what I had to get by the end of the video, was I forgot to name the parameters, because I did ultimately go in and wound up renaming it to just email instead of email or username, just to make it simpler for the basics, like the Spring Boot's out of the box system. The other thing I wound up forgetting was my custom user details service, which was trying to load this. And we were using before find by username or email. And again, it was going by username or email, and it still is. We're just providing the email as both params, as like nothing really changed in what we did. I guess renamed the variable. But yeah, that's all the same. This theoretically could still remain as username or email. So that was that. I'm trying to figure out where I stopped. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Alright, so in the blog here, we had the blog name, this here, and you can see it. So let's bring up the application, or run the program. Okay, while this takes a minute to build and turn on, let's have a sip of coffee. Done before the sip. So if we pop open the website, yay, we're here, we've done this. So our sign up, nothing changed. Our login, we can provide our login, and now we're logged in. Now we can go to blogs, and we see that I have a blog. If I didn't have a blog, then there would be a create blog next to here. And just for the simple sake of this, let's go here, come down here, we're going to pop into our database, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to delete my blog. There. So I deleted my blog. So now if we come to the site and go to blogs, there is no blogs found, and we have this button to create. So we can click on this, and no, there's no background to this, so it is very ugly, but it's a pop-up. I'm not doing style right now because I'm more focused on other stuff, like the code. So we're going to do Midnight Coder. We're going to say create blog, and it's going to add a blog. Perfect. Now, if somebody else was here, they could do it and add another one, and it would continue on. So the idea here is eventually I want to slim this down because that looks like it's using up like 80 to 90% of the width of the screen, and I would have preferred it to remain, I don't know, something a little smaller. But anyway, so you can see here a little bit of style effect, but where we move the, and the style effect that I did here to make that look like it pops, is just some cheap hacks. It's a matter of when you hover over the element, raising it up a few pixels, and then giving a shadow box behind it, which gives it that effect. You shadow box the original location, hence why the bottom is taller than the top. You shadow box the original location, and you move the thing up a few pixels, in my case 5, and it gives that kind of cool little effect where the card pops off the screen like a 3D effect. I don't know. I kind of like it. It's what I've done for most of my cards. But anyway, you can click on the view button, um, and it takes you into the Midnight blog where there are no posts. So now we need to stick a button up here to create a post. And that post is going to allow me to just throw in a post name and some text. And yeah, so we're pretty much going to kind of follow up with what we did yesterday on the whole blog page. So here's the blog page that I got. Nope, this is the post page. Why is this called blog? Oh, yes, sorry. This is the blog page, right? Jesus, got myself all so confused. So in here, we're going to take in a list of blogs, which or list of posts, sorry, which is what I added here. So what I did here is I introduced the post service to our sitemap controller so that I could come down here, and after I've got the user and the blog that we have, I now want to, or sorry, down here, now that we're in here, I fetch the specific blog by the blog ID, which we take in as a param, which comes from here. Nope, the button. This is this little div that's hidden, that the pop-up. This right here is the pop-up. I had to go into the CSS code. This is where I did the button hover, or the add button for sticking the create new blog. And this is how I hid the model on the screen. Was I had to tell it that I wanted a display of none, a position, it's a fixed position, yada yada yada, and aligning it to the center. Not Hey Bubbles, welcome to the video, dude. I'm not a big front end person. I'm still learning the front end, so yeah, I'm not a very good front end guy. So like, my JavaScript, my HTML, or my CSS look horrendous. That's why. All right. Maya, you're really getting annoying. You keep headbutting my arm with my coffee. If you spill my coffee, there's going to be some issues. She's giving me this like dead eye stare, like fuck off. All right, so here's where I have a hidden value, which is the user ID, which is going to be the user's ID, which I'm passing in here. Passing that in here to the original blogs page, which is this blog list, and this is where we see the user ID. Now, that just gets passed along so that the JavaScript up here can find the add button, the blog, the model, close model, open it all, and then come down here, we present the data. This is also where I had some funky issues yesterday. I named this name and not blog name. These variables gotta match up. Gotta match up with these IDs. So, hence, ID is ID, and blog name is blog name. I totally thought I had this listed as name, not blog name. That's why I had that, but then I did some, yeah, I realized that later, too late. But anyway, this is where we're grabbing the element of ID, grabbing the element of name, sticking them in a data, and then we are going to build up an HTTP request, a fetch request, to post this data as a JSON, and there's the body. And if everything's good, we reload the page. Otherwise, we say there was an error. And of course, if there was an error, we say we catch it and say, yo, there was an error. So that's how we create a blog. Once we've created one, we then have the ability to go to it. I do see that this is wrong, so I do have to pass this in because I don't know why I'm calling it so and so's blog. I feel like that should be at the title. I feel like that doesn't even need to be there. Go away. In case you're wondering, what I did here was I just literally copied and pasted the blog page. This stuff here, blog, get author, username, blah, blah, blah. That's the card. That's the line I just deleted. All I did was copy and paste this page to here, and then just removed some of the elements that I don't need, because I want a similar sort of thing that I had for listing out the blogs. I'm going to be listing out the posts that the person has. So this is the blog name. So what are we doing here? I need to create. All right. So this is where I need to do some of the same copy and pasting here. So for this one here, which is blogs, I'm going to snipe this button to create a blog. I'm going to come in here, and we're going to paste this bad boy here, and this is if is owner. We're going to have an add button, and this is going to be an add post button, because we'll do that later. Okay, so this is going to be create a post. Create a post. And so long as the posts are not empty, if the posts are empty, we're going to say there's no posts found. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and list those posts. And we're going to do that in the same way that we did with the other one. Except I do want to come down here and copy this footer, because technically, is that where I'm sticking the footer? Yeah, card footer, card link. This is going to be to blog slash post or post slash ID, and this is going to be posts for each post in oh, I got this in the wrong spot. This should be up here. Now the post ID. What about view post? Okay. Oh, and this should be post title. Post title, da 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 da, cool, and that should then create a thing. So if we reload, not that there's nothing in there, but if we reload this, and then pop into here, we log in, we go to blogs, we see this, we do this, now we're here, okay, that looks good. I need to pop into the site controller. Blog, blog, blog. Okay, we're gonna duplicate this. Get blog post for ID. This is going to be a post ID. I don't care too much about the blog. I don't care too much about all of the posts. This one is going to be just the post. So we're going to add the post service, which you'll see we have the post service in here. So we're going to fetch post by ID, and we're going to get this post. And we can delete, oh, not duplicate. I wanted to delete that. Delete that. This is going to be post. And the other thing I need to do is steal this information. Now that I've written it once, I can sort of steal it and write it again. So I got this here, and if the authentication is not null, we're going to do this and get the name, yada yada, fetch this. We don't care about the cached blog because we're not actually doing that. We just want the user ID. Yeah, I'm going to take the user ID, and I am also going to take in the user's username. I think. Okay. Now the other thing I need to do a check for is, oh, this needs to go up top. My mistake. Okay, so now the other thing I need to check is if the, that's so wrong. Okay, so I want to know var is owner. The post, I'm getting the blog from the post, grabbing the author from the that, getting the ID and seeing if it equals. Okay, yeah, no, that's right. Okay, and then I'm going to simply say if they are the owner, they are the owner. So now if we did not need to reload that, I keep forgetting I have DevTools on, and I don't need to reload things like that. But anyway, now we come in here, we go to blogs, we see that I've got a blog, I pop in here, and I still forgot to add the button. No, I didn't forget to add the button. The button is here. Blog name here, so that'll up blog name, okay. Oh, whoops, if they're not the owner. So if they are the owner, add the create a button. My mistake. So now if we pop in here, you saw that console flash. I should be able to reload this, come into here, see blogs, come into here, and I still don't see the damn thing. Okay, what's up? Yeah, when there's no posts found, is my authentication not, no, I'm fetching myself. Yeah, okay, I'm fetching me. I am in the wrong spot. I'm in the wrong spot. There we go. I believe that's better. Let's, because this is, yeah, just blog. So if I refresh this page, blogs, yeah, and I am still not. Found me by this, yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna reload it. So long as the authentication is not null, we get this, we get this, we get this, like always. Yeah, and so long as the owner ID, the which is the blog author ID, is equal to the user ID. Should be right. Throw a breakpoint here. Let's just debug and make sure it's actually calling this. Is owner is true. Cool. Alright. So that is getting called, that is getting sent, but for some reason, I'm not getting my button. Okay, what did I rename wrong? Or what did I name wrong? So I'm calling this is owner. I'm gonna copy that, pop into here, because this says this is where we're saying no posts are found, and this is so long as if the is owner. Now, oh shit, that's just an ID. Yeah, that's getting tied into the JavaScript, which is going to be needed to be a, yeah, add blog button. Yeah, that I'm not worried about clicking the button right now. I just want to see the damn thing. I mean, I'll put it beneath it. I really don't care. Let's stop that. Damn it, I already know what's working there. So, do this, do that. Have it open still. Log in, blogs, blog, create a post. So why did it not want to go in the header? The fuck? You just didn't want to go in the header? Isn't that where the other one is? In the head? In the H1? Interesting. Sorry, I'm just curious now. Since it goes here, it doesn't want to go. Okay, so it just for some reason doesn't want to go in the head. Okay. Okay. Whatever. No big. There we go. So this adds this, adds this. Now this, we're gonna copy and paste this. Call it post.css just simply so that I keep them separated. Not CSS. Fuck. JavaScript is what I wanted to do. Copy paste this one to be post.javascript. Yes, add you, pull you over here, minimize this. Minimize this. I want a little more real estate to work with here. So in here I've got this add post button. So we'll just call this the add post button. That's going to be a post button. Okay, and that's all I really care about. And then I need the model at the bottom that I gotta make. Okay, this is going to be a post form. Post form. Post model and close model button. Blog form is going to be post form. And post model is going to be post model. Or is that? Yeah, okay, cool. Da, 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 da. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're duplicated now. Yeah, but I gotta build that out. So, this is going to have a, I need to build out the information for a new post. So let's go look at post DTO, post creation DTO, and that will tell us what we need over here. So here we're going to need a blog ID, which is going to take a blog ID. We're going to need a title, which is going to be post title, and then we're going to need content, which will be post content. And don't forget the comma. Okay. And then we are sending that off to our post controller. So there we go. There's that. All right, done. That's the post. So now we come back into here. We come down here. This is going to be our post. Post JavaScript. We got all this and that, and there is good. Add post button. So now I need to steal the little tidbit from here. Little tidbit from here. Get rid of that. Come down here. Add this, and this is going to be a create blog. Yeah, create a blog. Change blog to blog. That totally works. Make sure they are the owner, and this is going to be the post model. Okay, hidden is going to be the blog ID. Model content. Create your post. Boom. We got post this. This is post name or post title. What did I call that? Post title. Post title. Post title. ID is post title. Yeah, and then we have post content after that. So if we duplicate this as a whole other thing, this is going to be post title. This is going to be post content. And here we're just going to have this as content. And that's going to take up the post content, post content. Cool. And that's going to create a post. Cool. Yeah, I hope that's going to work. All right. So now let's rerun this and see if that worked or not. take a deep cup of coffee. So I'm in here, have my create post. I click on the button, and I get myself a title. We're gonna call this Hello World, and we're gonna say I did some blog shit. And I think I forgot something. Because I can click this button and nothing happens. I forgot to name my button. Add post button. What did I call it down here? No, that was right. Post form, post model. Okay, so no, yeah, no. Yada yada yada, and then we're down here at this part and create post, submit the whole form, which is post form. Yeah, is post form, is post form, post form, post form, listen for submit, which is submit action. What what on earth am I forgetting? Okay. Mm, that's what's up. So if I attempt to post, um, it's got a null trying to read. Oh, log ID value. Really? Because this is post ID. No, it's blog ID. No, it's user ID. My bad. There we go. Do that. Rerun. Naming. Naming is not my strong suit. So now if I hit create post, probably not going to do anything because I got to reload the page. Create a post. This is going to be hello. I did some blog stuff, and look at that. Look at that. Got it. I got it. I did it. Okay. So I don't like that this overlaps that button. I got to move that button somewhere. But the idea is now there's this, and now I can click on this, and I get an error because I don't have that page. However, I think it's because I don't have that page. Yeah, because I don't have that page. I'm sending this all back to blog. Sorry. I'm sending all of this back to blog, and rather than blog post and making a, post HTML. Okay, so inside of said post HTML, I guess we're doing that now. Blog list. I don't want a blog list. I just want a, I suppose, blog. Blog post. Sure. And what am I passing in here? I'm passing in a user ID, username, an is owner, and the actual post. So if I come in here, I want post title. I don't need to add a button if I'm the owner. Um, Okay, so now I'm looking to just put some stuff into places. This can disappear. This is going to be a comment, which technically is just going to be, doesn't matter. This is going to be comment, because I'm going to change that up. Yeah, that basically is it right there. Now I'm going to need to make this into a thing, but for now, I'm just going to do this because I just want this to work. So there's that, there's this, we're adding in this hidden form so that people can make a comment. Your comment, da -da -da -da. This is going to be the user ID, so this is going to be the user ID. I guess I don't really need placeholder for a comment. This is going to be comment content. That's all that's going to be. This is going to be a comment form. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's what that is. Okay. So now I'm going to need to do some more copy pasta with this. This is going to be comment.javascript. Do the same thing that we did here. We'll stretch this out. And okay, so I'm just going to call this an add comment button. This is just going to be comment form. Actually, both of these are going to be comments. So let's just do this. So we're not not doing that twice. And this is going to be add comment button. Okay, so I got comment model. There is a comment form and an add. I didn't add the add comment button. It's cool, we'll add that in a moment. In case you're wondering, I'm holding Control Shift Alt, and it lets me have multiple carrots going at once. Okay, so now down here inside of our submit functionality, this is going to have, what do I need in a comment? User, post, and content. Okay. So this is going to have a user ID, a blog, a post ID, and content. Okay. So user ID is hidden. Post ID is also going to need to be hidden. Post ID, and then post content. This is comment content. There we go. Okay, and then we go check out our comment controller. And we see where we're sticking these. So creating a new comment with the comment creation request is just going to comments. Simple. And then we just add in there. So there was that. So that should work so long as I add in the comments.json to the applicable page. Is this comments? No. Done with you. It's blog comment or blog post down here. Comment, yeah, comment.js, that's what I call it. Okay, so there's that, there's this. That should take care of that. And so this is going to take care of my post and my post content. Yeah, okay. So site controller, if I go to this, I want to load up this and go to blog post. Okay, let me refresh. Refresh this page. Look at that. I did some shit. So now, the blog button was not added yet. So if we pop into here, and I'm actually going to snipe this from, where did I add the button? Here. Create a blog button. We're going to take that. It's probably not the one I wanted. I probably wanted to get the one from blog, so I actually had the owner comment. Not that it really matters, but whatever. So now we're in here. Once we're beneath everything, right? So we're down here below the comment and everything. I need to figure out how to add a separator. I'm not entirely sure how I did it in the header. I want to say it was in here through this. No. Yeah, border bottom. That's what I did. Okay. Well, I'm going to need to add like a footer, or not a footer, but like a thing separator, because right now if I redo this, it's going to look a little funky. So now when I just refresh this, it's going to see create a post down here. Oh, whoops. Oh yeah, no. What? Yeah, this is making a comment, and this is add comment button. Yeah, okay. So let me refresh that. There, so now it's add a comment, and if I click on it, it brings up the wrong JS. Because huh? That is okay. So now I will just drop a comment here. Yay. Add comment. It theoretically got added, but I don't have any way to display the comments here yet in the page. Because I would need to have this create a comment button, and then beneath it, I would need here something similar to this. Honestly, I have no idea what that just generated. None of this is, yeah, none of this CSS exists. But this is basically what I would want here, and then I would take in a list of comments, and so long as the comment list is not empty, I would post out all of the comments here. So that would be the next thing I would do in here when I go to the post is I would have to do a check this. I would have to do a fetch request to comment service to fetch all, which you're going to see how this controller should be not doing all of this. But we're going to make a private final comment service, and then in here we're going to say something like var comments, fetch all the comments for the post, and then I'm going to say something like add comments here, will pop into here, and now this will make some sense. It's no longer giving me squiggles. And of course I could do something like if it is empty, no comments yet. No comments yet. Be the first. Yeah, right? That makes sense. Why not? Yay! Let's go take a look and see what that looks like. I don't know why I keep rebooting this. It's just me. See, there you go. You can see that I made one comment actually. Yay! And if I was to make another comment, yays, there was an error. Failed to create comment. What up, Prof? Welcome to the stream, dude. Oh, cool. So I got an error that I can't make two posts. Interesting. Or two comments. Cool. We'll dig into this. Good time for a coffee break. Good time for a coffee break. While we're on this coffee break here, task failed successfully. uh, Board COD. Yes, this is IntelliJ Ultimate. So I probably have some features that you don't have, in case you're wondering. I mean, I have everything in here. Like for example, I don't need Docker. I don't need Docker desktop. I can come in here and I can access all of my Docker stuff here. For example, my Midnight blog. I've got a Postgres database running. I can pop into here and I could pop in here and I can see all the console outputs. I could pop into a terminal if I wanted to do some stuff. Um, I can also do these as root user if I needed to, or I could pop in and view files. Like I can pop into the bin, I can pop into dev, pop into whatever the fuck is in here that I want to. This is just letting me do everything without having to be on my Docker desktop or in the terminal. Um, the other great thing that this has, the database is a free feature. So this one here is actually since the latest one of the later updates, the database has become useful for everybody, not just the ultimate version. So you no longer need something like MySQL desktop or H2 console or like PHP MyAdmin or any of those funky things. You can just connect to your stuff through here. You can do create a data source, and as you can see, there are a bunch of data sources that are available as just like the defaults that people pick, and then there's the other ones which allow you to pick others that aren't quite as common. But as you can see, there are quite a lot of database options available, and once you go in to create one, you just populate it with your information you want. your host, the authentication type, whatever what kind it is, as well as the info you need. You can test your connection to make sure it's good. Um, yeah, and from in here you can scale down into you drill down into your database, and I can open this up, do a query, and I can see all my users. I can see all my comments, my blogs, and other things of that nature. The other thing that's not available in the free system um, is things like the endpoints. So I can come into here and I can do like a GET request for my blogs, and if I do that, as you can see here, I get I'm greeted with a login page when I try to reach my blogs. This is the login page here because you can see this is asking me for logging in credentials. So I didn't stick any credentials in there, so we're obviously not going to get anything out of that. But I can do things like I can make a call to here get um, to get some blogs. And as you see again, I get hit with a login. Okay, why am I getting hit with login every time? Blogs. There we go, 200 successful, but again, I'm getting hit with a login page. Anyway, because there's authorization, I get hit with login on everything. But you can see what this allows me to do a bunch of different endpoint calls. I actually have a recap, so I can like, I don't actually know what this is. I think it's something to do with flipping through your history. Um, I got a bunch of different things I can do in here. I can even do profiling in here. Um, and as your application opens up, like later on, I'll show you this tab, which is the GraphQL tab. It's going to allow us to do some queries and whatnot. Once we get into that aspect of here, um, there is some Kafka tools that are in here as well. Like personally, I love IntelliJ. I love IntelliJ Ultimate. I've been using it for quite a few years. My system spec. Uh, my system spec ain't that great. Well, I mean, it's good, I suppose. Um, let's see if I can bring this up. Can I make that bigger? Probably not. Can't zoom in with that. No, I can't. All right, so my system is I got an AMD Ryzen 9 16 core processor. I've got 128 gigs of RAM. I've got an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060 with 6 gigs and Windows 11. Nothing nothing really fancy. Um, but I do a lot of stuff. Um, I've got a bunch of Docker containers that I kind of host and run, and I got a bunch of things that I run locally in my own computer that kind of help me with my day-to-day life. So I need a lot of RAM. I've had that for years. Before you ask the question, no, it's not an AI thing. Screw off, prof. Go sit with your C++. Um, all right. So at this point, the only thing I'm really missing is some fancy graphics, but I don't really care about that. The only thing I'm really missing here would be perhaps a little more styling to make this look less 1999. Um, however, as you can see, the logistics of it are great. We can log in, log out, create accounts, create a blog, claim a blog, view blogs, go through. We can create posts, view posts. Um, can add as many posts as we want here. We can click on the different posts to go into it. We can see we can see the name, the post. The only thing I don't have in here is like the author of the post because I don't know. I'll probably add that in. I could add that in, but anyway. Then we have a list of comments. There's no comments yet. Be the first. We come in here. We say yay. Add it. Add it. Fail to create comment. So I assume this is to do with my unique keys. Um, let's look at the console actually and see what it is. Yeah, unique keys. So I have a duplicated key, which is a violation for the author, because apparently, what? Why is that? Like, that's comments, right? That's comments. Okay, so comments. Ah, because I've got 1-to-1. I feel like there should be many, many to many, or 1-to-many, many to one, many to one. I believe that's what I need. Da, 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 da. Failed to create comment. Okay, so it's still a unique constraint. This detail is the author ID already exists. Okay, and that is in my comments. Is it? No. Unique key, author ID. Yeah. Why is that? And you notice that the UK9, UK9, so that's why I know it's the right key. Same one. Um, um, so my author is being marked as a foreign key. Oh, is it really many? Is it many to one, or is it 1-to-many? One comment has many. No, many comments have one on. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. And this would need to be a list. Yeah, no. Is that? And it's still wrong because that would need to be a list then. Yeah. I think that's about right. I don't even know at this point. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. That's gonna goof up a lot more. Back into our comment. This is supposed to be a... See, I initially figured it was fine being a 1-to-1. One comment, one author. However, it seems like when I did that, I had... I don't want to move that. Modify. So it seems as if when I did this, set it up, it also got connected as a foreign key. Um, that's the primary key. And I don't even want this one to be a key. Okay. Go away, prof. Oh, now I have an error. Did I click it too many times? What? You know what? Oh, wait, what? No wonder there's an error. The thing's not even running. Me trying to figure out why there's an error. Oh, it's turned off. So there, I added that. If I come back in and add yays, I got more comments. Yays! And I continue to add comments. Apparently I can't. Coffee. And there we go. Making comments. So there, now I can see I have 2 posts. I pop in, I've got this post and this post. I can pop in to view them, view all the comments, lots of stuff like that. Lots of fun stuff, Okay, so now, where does this leave us? Well, we're in a good state right now. As you can see, this is a bare bones, bare bones, totally not for production. Let me emphasize that, not for production ready blog. And it's been fun, it's been good. We can post things, we can get comments, yada yada yada. Next thing we need to do is get some likes. We need people to like us. Speaking of likes, if you haven't already, hit that like button. Because we're about to make one. Well, not right now, we're not. So, the state of the project, and before I forget this, I'm just gonna stream number 4, post this here, and everybody can get this code. It is now on, or it's about to be on. There we go. Now it is on the GitHub, which is linked in the description. You can grab that and see what I just did. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. There is clearly a lot going on, and there's clearly a lot of fetching, a lot of going to this, going to that service, going to this service, going to that service, reaching out to a few different things. Now, we could only imagine a distributed system where, well, let's talk about this monolithic service first. In this monolithic service, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different services that we are defining here. We've got our blog service, which may be its own service, and I'm like think of these services as if they were independent and they were a microservice or distributed service thing. So we're making a call when we want to fetch our blogs. We're making a call to the blog service and the user service. That's 2 trips to the to 2 different services, which could potentially be 2 different endpoints, which would be potentially 2 different databases. So now, right here, just to pull a blog, we're making 2 trips. Down here, where we're getting a blog that we want to read, we're hitting a blog service, a post service, and a user service, all to bring back some information that is broken up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sections, different things. Now, what if there was an easier way to do this? What if we weren't making so many trips to the database? What if we weren't making so many trips to so many different services? Like, we're making bare minimum 2 trips to every service if we're calling anything except for home and log in and register. We're making bare minimum 2 trips, at most 3 trips, to 3 different services, 3 different endpoints, 3 different databases. That can be problematic. That can add delays. Now, yes, we can do something like fetch them all asynchronously so that theoretically we're doing them at the same time, but that doesn't reduce the amount of calls that are being made. That just reduces the time it takes to make said calls. So whereas it could be faster, you're still doing an expensive call to multiple services and databases. Now, how can we get around that? GraphQL would be the way to get around that. And GraphQL will be our go-to in the next video, the next stream, which um, we will set up our environment for GraphQL. We'll talk about in a little more detail the nuances that GraphQL covers, such as once we get into distributed systems, we are going to remain. This one is going to remain a monolith, but again, you could only imagine if this was broken into different modules inside of the same project. Not one module can't necessarily talk to another module without being dependent on it. And if my blog service depended on something else like my post service, but my post needs to know information about my blog, then that creates what's called a circular dependency. One depends on the other, but that dependent depends on the one that depends on it, and there's where you get into sort of a circle. The parent can't depend on the child if the child depends on the parent, because then one is depending on the other that depends on it, that depends on it, that depends on it, and there's the circle. So how do you get around that? You make HTTP requests or RESTful requests to the other services in your module, in your multi-module application. The only downside to that is, again, you're making now at this point HTTP requests. So in the next stream, I'm gonna show you what I mean by that. We're gonna take this, and this main project, this main source, is going to remain the website and the security. That's it. I'm going to make a new module for blog, a new module for config, a new module for comments, new one for post, and a new one for likes, and a new one for users, so that we can see what a distributed system may look like. So that's just a matter of going in here, creating a new module. If I'm in the right spot, click on the top. We would go and create a new module. We would say that it would be Java, for example. That it's going, well, technically it's going to be a Spring Boot. So we would tell it that. Gradle is what we're going with right now. And this might be blog. So this is going to be the blog service. For example, we would come through, do all this, yada yada, come in, we would come in here and add in dependencies that we already have, just so that, you know, everything kind of works together. We're taking in Spring Web so that we can have the HTTP client and set up endpoints. And we are also going to take in, we don't need any time leaf, we don't want any security. These are going to have some Spring data because they are going to have their own databases, which means they're going to have their own drivers. And for all intents and purposes, that would be it. I would create a new spot. Now we have blog. Get out of this. And of course, we would get rid of settings and get rid of, we would get rid of a few of the things in here, such as I can get rid of help and settings because it's not actually this thing. Get rid of that. We would come into, we would then come into our main settings here, and we would need to tell this to include. And what we're going to include is blog. So we're looking to include the blog project. So now if we rebuild this, this is going to throw a conniption fit. Oh, because this one wants blog. Okay, that one wants 4. Oh, that one wants 4.0.6. And our original is 0.5. So we'll make sure that's the same. Could not find blog. And Why is that? Interesting. Anyway, this is not what I wanted to show you right now. Um, this is going to be something that we're going to dig into in a later, um, yeah, project not found. Yeah. Anyway, this is something we're going to dig into tomorrow. I just was hoping to show you kind of a quick thing. Um, but this is we're going to build this out, and how we have blog, we're going to have one for everything. So we're going to have a blog, a comment, a like, a post, user. This one is going to remain web, and then we'll look at how we will go through and communicate um, with these different services, and we will go from there. So let me just get rid of this for now and put this back to what it was. You back to what you were. Get rid of you. I'm gonna get rid of this. There we go. So I just wanted to get rid of that and reset everything so that we're going to be fine for the next video. There we go. All right. So in our next live stream, yeah, no, duh, it doesn't exist. I just deleted it. The project directory does not exist. Duh. Anyway, I'll get this sorted out. The important thing is we have this set up now that we can play with it. It took a little bit longer than expected. Kind of explained a few things along the way. Had some chat with you guys, but we got it up and going. We're at where we're at, and next time we are going to dive into breaking this into a distributed system. It's still going to be a monolith. It's just going to be a multi-module monolith. Each of those modules are going to basically be a copy and paste. So once we make the module, I'm just going to be basically copy and pasting the data out of the existing one, so it shouldn't be too long, maybe 20 minutes to get it all done. Make sure that you are subscribed so that you get that notification when we go live again next. As well, if you're not already, make sure you're in our Discord. We got a great little community going on. Bunch of different developers and enthusiasts in there. Make sure you check it out. You'll also be notified when I go live in there. You can hang out and chat with me in a live channel, myself or other developers. I mean, make some friends. Come hang out. It's a good time. Um, make sure that you always got your full cup of coffee. I will catch you guys in the next one. Keep your curiosity open, your skills sharp, and that coffee cup full. I'll catch you in the next one, guys.